St Kilda in Melbourne is usually a place to relax at the beach. Not today. Instead, a scene of far-right nationalists facing off against left-wing groups, hurling insults across the police line with very different views of the kind of Australia in which they wish to live. Anti-immigration nationalists say they came out to protest against crime on the beaches, which they blame on Australians of African descent.
They keep doing the wrong thing and they're stealing off people and hurting the old people. We want our visas back, we want our jobs back, we want the lot back.
Sudanese Australians in particular have been under scrutiny recently, with local media airing reports referring to African gang violence. But those who rallied in support of multiculturalism in Australia say the minority group has been made a scapegoat for bigger issues.
I've lived in Melbourne my whole life. No, there isn't a problem with African crime. We have issues with youth not having enough engagement, things to do, but the fact that they're trying to scapegoat it on African Australians is really disappointing.
Police had prior notice that far-right groups would be rallying at the beach and that counter-protests would be staged in response. They're doing all they can to keep the two groups apart to prevent any escalation of physical violence.
The opposing sides moved from the beachfront into the streets of St Kilda, shutting down roads as police maintained their lines, using pepper spray at times to break up scuffles. Extraordinary scenes outside the iconic Luna Park, where children come to ride the roller coasters, likely to be much more frightened by the anger on display outside the fun park. Kathy Novak, Al Jazeera, Melbourne.